Welcome back to this special Inside Iraq from Amman, Jordan, about the problems facing Iraqi educational system. Like we said at the beginning of the show, we have a fair representation of Iraqis living here in Amman, Jordan. Most of them, they have personal stories when it comes to education. I think I will go to the gentleman here. Go ahead, please.
I'm a graduate of the College of Pharmacy, University of Baghdad. Mr. Azawi, we were denied the right of getting our graduation certificates issued when we graduated. Now that we're forced to leave the country because of the sectarian violence and all the threats we had, and by we, I mean all the medical major graduates, I can't apply for a job elsewhere. I can't get to study because I'm not considered as a pharmacist without my certificate. Is that the solution? I mean, it is by preventing us to live elsewhere or by motivating us, as one might think, or providing us security to go back to our country? That's the question I had.
This is really disheartening, and it is very ironic when you think that Iraqis right now, they are facing another problem, and that is a forged certificate. There are places they have a print machine. You want a PhD in medical school? I'll give you one. You want a PhD in engineering? I'll give you that.
They're forcing us to do so by that. They're giving us a chance of forgery, and I want a future. That's what I want. They're not giving it to me.
On top of that, it has come about that forgery is not limited to just the educational field. Many Iraqi officials, it turns out to be, they don't even have a high school education.
Exactly that.
When you think about that, the one thing that Iraq was good at, and that is to give a mark where a mark is due. And when you see that lack of trust, that lack of confidence in the system, you are looking at the abyss, aren't you, Dr. Hassan?
Well, it is tragic. The gentleman has the right to get his certificate, but the places where they forge these things, these certificates, I'm not with him. I don't agree with him when he says they force us to get forged certificate.
Two wrongs don't make it right.
That's right. That's my point. Two wrongs, they don't make it right. They can give you a certificate, but they don't give you experience. They don't offer you the experience. You are well-trained, you are an experienced person, you get your certificate from a respectable college, you just wait. The country now is in a crossroad. There is a lot of troubles in the country. This is nothing to do with Iraqis. We have a lot of troubles. We have destruction. We have instability. We have insecurity.
At the same time, we need help. And I think the lady here, she might offer us a source of help. Go ahead, please.
Shukran. Actually, it's a question of what we academics in the West and Western universities might do to best support Iraq's efforts at educational reform.
Like what? What would be that form of help? In what format? Dr. Mazen, I mean, in your years, you dealt with Western educational system.
We had very strong relations with Western universities all along. And that was in several areas. For example, we used to have exchanges of professors. We used to get our students to go there and continue with their degrees. We used to have common research interests and exchange of funds in certain areas where we cannot maintain it.
Can that still work? Can Iraq and the West leapfrog those 15, 20 years, horrible years, and move into level A with education?
I think the problem of the lack of relationships with Western universities was during the embargo years. And it started from Western universities. We were always trying to contact them. In return, they related our university system as part of a regime, and they took a certain stand from it. That was very hard on us, and I think they should remedy that.
Perhaps it's time to make up for lost time. Yes. I think I have another question here or comment. Go ahead, please.
Are there any procedures to taken forgery to prevent or reduce forgery of the graduation certificates.
Let me answer that to you, because I just read there are 9,000 forged documents in Iraq right now. These forged documents are not limited to a lowly graduate who wants to get a job. These are governors and top professional and top politicians that are ruling the country. Most of them, they have no education and they don't have the certificates they are claiming. In the past, let's just be fair, until a very recent, if a student, whether he is a poor or he is rich, whether he's a Kurd and whether he's Arab, no matter what he is, if he scores 90, 95, you will see him in Harvard, you will see him in Columbia, you see him in London School of Economics. It was purely on merit. What happened?
In the past, there was never been any discrimination. As you said, who get a high score from the high school, the government sent him to the Western, mostly to the Western, to the British and the state for education. Now I heard actually from some of people that there is a high discrimination.
It depends who you know and who you are.
Depends.
Tonight,
yes.
Dr. Abdel Sattar, we talked about a problem. If you will permit me, just a second, because I am running in the last few minutes. Dr. Mazen, we talked about all the bad spots in Iraq, but there is a bright spot in Iraq, and that is in the north. Universities in Erbil and Slemani and Duhok, they are excelling. They're graduating good students. Unfortunately, though, last year, just this year, they closed the door to the Arab students. They made it limited only to the Kurds. Can the rest of the universities and educational system in the middle and the south learn from the experience in the north?
Yes, because the north has been in a stable condition for many years now. And this brings us back to the problem of whether there is security or not. Security will bring steadiness to university work, and it will give professors and students the ability to do their job with peace of mind and excel in their work.
So security is paramount, and it's the road that would lead to the rehabilitation of the Iraqi educational system. I think we have a question here from the lady. Go ahead.
I'd like to make a comment, just one comment about this. I agree with Dr. Mazen. You need security, but you need national unity. You need the Iraqi people to go back feeling that they are Iraqis, that there is no sectarianism. For example, I know that the Mustansiriya University has been made into a Hausa. This is a very old, brilliant university. These places, it is not only new universities that are being given licenses to become sort of a theocratic center for people to learn all about religion, but also our old established universities that are so famous. I agree with you in everything. I think we can do it. We will do it. We do need, I don't want to say the international community because I don't believe in it any longer, but I do believe that we do need the help of other countries that befriend us, that would stand by us. But a lot of the politicians today, it's not only the government officials, but the people in parliament who claim that they have doctorates, who have absolutely nothing. One of them ran away to America to avoid being arrested after a whole scandal broke out. Not only the government officials. Inshallah, there is khair. There is good, inshallah.
Thank you very much. I'll take a quick comment from Dr. Hassan.
Well, I may comment on what the lady said. Enthusiasm is something nice. You feel that you are proud of your nationality, you can do it, we can do it. We're proud of ourselves. No inferiority at all. But we do need the international help to reform our higher education. We cannot do this job. It is a big job. We have experience, but excuse me, let me complete, please. We have experience, We have will, but we need international help to reform our higher education. We don't have the standards that is available abroad.
I would like very much to thank our audience for their participation, for their comments, and therefore wonderful questions. And specifically, I would like to thank University of Petra and the student who shared this symposium with us. Thank you very much for coming tonight. Dr. Mazen Abdel Hamid, Dr. Abdel Sattar Al Ali, Dr. Hassan Bidir, gentlemen, thank you for being a special guest on this special Inside Iraq. To send us your comments and to access the show, please go to aljazeera.net/English. There is nothing left for me except to thank you, and I hope to see you on another special Inside Iraq. Good night.